Всем привет, дорогие друзья! Мы продолжаем с вами проходить Metal Gear Solid 2. Мы в прошлой серии наконец-таки победили злосчастного этого Фэтмана, жирдяя, этого прототипа жирного кота из Чипа и Дейла. В общем, забыли об этом, как страшный сон. И продвигаемся дальше. А дальше у нас задание спасти президента. Но где его найти? Как его обнаружить? И ведь мы не знаем, где его держат.
You passed with flying colors.
Identify yourself.
I'm like you. I have no name.
Are you Mr. X?
If you like. But come, let's get out the open. Follow me.
Ребят, представляете? Это Грей Фокс.
Are you with Foxhound too?
Neither enemy nor friend. Just a messenger from the La Lilu Belo. This is safer, I think.
Safe from what?
Eavesdropping, of course.
All right. Why did you contact me?
I've been ordered to give you backup, including a relaying of necessary intel.
Ordered by whom? Why won't you identify yourself?
There is no need for you to know.
I'll decide whether I need to know.
You are not yet trusted to make such decisions. I'll tell you something you do need to know instead. The current location of the president.
What?
Or rather, the person who knows the current location of the president.
Who is it?
A Secret Service agent named Ames, currently being held with other hostages.
Secret Service, huh?
The head of the president's security detail, Ames, has been fitted with the same type of VIP nano-machine system as the president. If you are within range, you should be able to communicate.
Why are you telling me this?
Do I need to repeat myself?
There's no reason for me to believe any of this. You understand that?
Of course, but you also have no choice but to believe. Do you have any other leads?
Where are those hostages?
The hostages are being held in the B1 conference hall in the Shell 1 core. You'll find Ames there.
What does he look like?
We don't know if it is indeed a he. I've never met this person either.
How am I supposed to look for someone without even a description?
Use your ears.
What's that supposed to mean?
Ames has a pacemaker. You'll be able to hear the machine sound in the heartbeat.
You expect me to walk up to these hostages and listen to every one of their heartbeats?
The sound is too minute to detect unamplified. You'd be captured immediately.
So what am I supposed to do?
Use the directional microphone. There's one somewhere in the core. Take this. The security guard will unlock all level 2 security doors, including the one into the core. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electronic field. And watch yourself. The core is more heavily guarded than any other section of the big shell. You'll get nowhere just like that. Try this instead.
One of the terrorists?
The surveillance camera won't let you on the elevator without the right uniform.
You want me to disguise myself?
Men assigned to the core and those on perimeter duty are given different colors to wear. Your new outfit will work in some areas, not others. The uniform alone won't fool them either.
You're talking about weapons.
Right, you need an AK.
But I saw them carrying an AN-94.
All men assigned to the core section carry AKs.
So without an AK-74U, someone will see through me really quick.
You could take care of the weapon issue yourself. One other thing.
There's more?
You'll also have to pass a retinal scan to get into the conference hall.
Biometrics. Crap.
Nothing but the real thing will suffice. Deception is not an option here. I suggest you hurry. They have a nuke on their side.
The nuke? They have a nuclear weapon with them?
You didn't find their continuing presence here unusual? Even with the president as hostage, this is an island, and they have no visible means of escape.
Even if they do have a nuke, the warhead is no good without an access code. The security lockout can't be bypassed.
They don't need to. They have the code. You saw it too, I believe. The Navy man with half a handcuff. The other half of it is on the football, or the black case if you like. The nuclear button. And now they have it.
Why did they have to bring the football along? To a decontamination plant of all places.
But they did have to. Because, after all, the big shell is the farthest thing from a cleanup plant there is.
What?
Dead Cell didn't have to bring a nuke along with them. It was right here to begin with. Nothing in this affair is what it seems.
A cover-up? But why? For what?
For Metal Gear that is housed here.
Metal Gear?
The very same. By them with capable vehicle Shadow Moses infamy. This place is the R&D center for its newest incarnation.
What the hell is going on?
Better ask Ames the rest.
What's this for?
You might be glad you have it. Keep the controller's vibration function on.
What do I need a cell phone for? Colonel, who is that man just now?
He's not one of ours. No, we have no one like that in our unit.
He said that the big shell was housing a new model of Metal Gear.
First I've heard of it.
Colonel, what are you not telling me?
I've been completely open with you, Raiden. I've told you everything.
Is that everything you know? Or everything I need to know?
Snap out of it, Raiden. I'll have the Metal Gear rumor looked into. You need to make contact with this Ames.
So you believe that ninja?
Since we have no leads on the president's current location, we have no other alternatives. Right now, collect as much data as you can, including anything on Metal Gear.
Are those my orders?
Yes, they are. Disguise yourself as an enemy soldier and infiltrate the Shell 1 core.
Understood.
Столько информации, столько всего. Блин, Грей Фокс. Что он тут делает? Почему события так повторяются? Что было в первой части? Давайте позвоним и хоть что-нибудь вытянем из полковника.
Right. Make contact with Ames and find out where the president is. Our information indicates that Ames is being held in the B1 level of Shell 1's core. Head for the core of Shell 1. Shell 1's core has extremely tight security. Impersonate an enemy personnel to infiltrate the section. For a proper disguise, select the enemy field uniform you receive from the ninja. This will allow you to blend in. But you still need one more thing. It will look suspicious if you're not carrying the standard equipment. All personnel in the Corps are equipped with AK-74Us. Select your own AK when you're in disguise. Find yourself an AK. You have a level 2 card in your possession. Go and search the warehouse in Strut F. Raiden, make contact with Ames.
Colonel, should I really believe what he says?
The fact is that there is no other option, unfortunately for us.
I'll understand once I go to see him then, right? Colonel, who's that person, Ames?
I checked the roster of Secret Service members serving the president. There was definitely a person on the list named Ames.
So what that ninja said then was not a lie after all.
As far as the roster goes, no. Rose, do you have any other information?
All right, I'll look into it for you.
I'm counting on you. Colonel, the stories about a Metal Gear within the Big Shell?
That is still being looked into.
Sorry, Jack.
And stories that the Big Shell is just a cover.
Well, every record I've looked through only ever has it as a legitimate offshore decontamination facility. On paper, it's clean.
So you're saying that we have no choice but to talk to Ames or whoever else?
Push the crawl button while
Все, дальше он просто болтает на автомате, объясняя свое управление. Давайте Плискину еще позвоним.
Pliskin, do you read me?
What's up, Raiden?
I just ran into a guy decked out like a ninja.
A ninja?
Yeah. Do you know anything about this?
No. Can you trust that costumed freak?
I don't know. But the colonel told me to follow the guy's instructions.
And like a good soldier, you'll do it, right? I'll let you in on a little secret, kid. The ninja that was publicized in the Shadow Moses incident no longer exists. The guy you met has no connection whatsoever with the incident.
And how do you know that?
Because I do.
Huh?
Just be careful who you trust, okay?
Но мы-то помним, что Грей Фокса раздавили в смятку. Но мы знаем, что здесь орудуют наномашинами. И кто его знает, может быть, в какой-то частичке его тела там наномашина сохранилась, которую взяли и из нее вырастили нового, клонировали его. Блин, тут столько возможностей есть. Поэтому, блин, это Грей Фокс.
Pliskin, do you know anything about a Secret Service agent named Ames?
Ames?
You've heard of him?
No.
Listen, if you know anything,
No. I got the name mixed up with someone else. Forget it. Put your thermal goggles on and look at the enemy's neck area. You should be able to see if he has dog tags on.
Ну и давайте позвоним еще Роуз. Она, возможно, нам расскажет что-нибудь интересное по поводу их отношений. Может, она беременна там, или
What can I do for you, Jack?
мало ли там, что у нее за спиной. Я люблю слушать их отношения. Прям во время спецоперации они общаются такие, вау.
Got a minute, Jack?
Rose?
I found some information on where Solid Snake is
Oh.
interred.
Great. Shoot.
I've located the grave site,
And the body?
exhumed for DNA testing.
Well, do you have the results?
The right arm was missing, but there was no doubt that it was him. That body belongs to Solid Snake.
So the head of the terrorist group must be...
An imposter.
Right.
You sound disappointed.
I guess. I guess I was kind of hoping to meet the legend in the flesh.
I get you. But it looks like he's not behind this incident.
Raiden, the president needs you, I think. Disguise yourself as enemy personnel and infiltrate the core section. Your priority is to contact Agent Ames.
Это был диалог после сохранения. Полковник, не лезьте в наши отношения. Даже если диалог не про отношения. Почему он лезет со своими заданиями? Ну, ниндзя нам выдал форму. Теперь мы можем бегать вот в форме этого террориста. Я помню, когда первый раз получил эту форму, я такой, вау, я в форме солдата. То есть прикольно, можно кувыркаться вот так вот. Террорист такой, акробат. Террорист-акробат. Может ползать так вот, типа. Не знаю, это смешно. Но этого еще недостаточно. Нам нужно еще достать автомат Калашникова. Кстати, есть прикол. Если прыгать, акробатику делать на лестнице, то он падает на спину, смотрите. То есть на лестнице он не умеет кувыркаться. Вот сверху вниз можно. Типа как ниндзя. Опа. Но наверх это проблематично. Как кусок мяса просто. Ну ты мешок с костями. Так, а мы можем автомат Калашникова найти на складе. А склад у нас получается вот здесь. Интересно. Ага. И когда у нас будет автомат, мы сможем наконец-таки продвинуться дальше по сюжету. Тоже в первой части, помните, тоже был момент, где там была локация, склад. И там было много-много разных дверей на складе. И они открывались постепенно по игре, когда игрок получал карточки проникновения. И на этот склад игрок возвращался с целью, чтобы найти новое какое-то оружие на том складе. Оно открывалось как бы там складом, двери открывались постепенно по игре. И вот здесь вот один в один, вот место, на котором сейчас я бегаю, это точно такой же склад, по идее. Где куча дверей, и каждая дверь открывается своей особой карточкой.
Looks like you've got an AK. If you wear an enemy's field outfit and carry an AK, you can pass for one of them. Listen up, kid, and don't forget this. Only the guards in Shell 1's core are armed with AK rifles. The others are armed with the AN-94, the official rifle of the Russian army. If you hope to disguise yourself as the enemy, you don't want to be carrying an AK outside of Shell 1's core.
Как что ты замолчал? Расскажи мне еще что-нибудь.
That pistol you have is a SOCOM. It's a 45 caliber offensive handgun designed for the American Special Ops Command. With 12 rounds of 45 ACPs, it has outstanding stopping power. The SOCOM has a minimum service life, averaging over 6,000 rounds, and has a 5-round group capacity that extends within a 1.4-inch radius. It's a bit large, but the SOCOM is a gun you can trust. It also comes equipped with a laser aiming module. You've got a suppressor, too. The suppressor uses multiple partitions to reduce gas discharge and keep sound and muzzle fire to a minimum. By keeping the internal baffles moist, sound can be reduced by approximately 38 decibels. That suppressor can be screwed and secured to 10 different positions. This function allows you to adjust the gun's impact point, but that doesn't really matter. That's because the suppressor's already been adjusted. You should be able to get the same results you got when you didn't have a suppressor attached. This'll reduce your chances of discovery, as long as you don't leave too many bodies around. Your ammo is also limited, so don't go shooting everything in sight. I see you're wearing the enemy field uniform. Looks pretty good on you.
Cut it out. It's bad enough that I'm dripping with sweat, wondering when somebody's gonna see through my disguise.
Don't worry, and quit being so sensitive. At least your walk won't give you away.
My walk? What do you mean, my walk?
Nothing. Forget I said it. I'd worry more about the fact that the uniform's a little small for your size. It just might come off when you bump into an enemy. Normally, a proper fitting uniform is issued to a soldier. You're just going to have to fit your movement to the uniform. Raiden, look at the enemy you knocked out. See the stars revolving over his head? When the stars disappear, the enemy will regain consciousness. Keep an eye on the spot above their heads.
Окей, Снейк. Ой, близко. И на этом складе мы сейчас можем также забрать автомат. Помимо Калашникова здесь еще есть автомат М4. Тоже убойная, классная вещь. И он, по-моему, на 2-м этаже. Сейчас я вот гляну. Я вижу, на радаре ходят солдаты, террористы. Прям двое стоят здесь возле двери. Так, разошлись. Сейчас я гляну наверху дверь. Руки вверх, террорист. А, какая кровища на стене. Ах. Он не успел поднять тревогу. Так, вот.
Watch out, Raiden. There are IR sensor traps in their location.
Infrared sensors?
Right. A booby trap connected to plastic explosives. Crossing an IR beam will trigger the detonation of a critical amount of Semtex. You will be killed. Make no mistake about it. Avoid contact with the beams at all cost.
Вот, М4, отлично.
You can use the holes left behind from collapsing.
Shell 1's core has extremely tight security. Impersonate an enemy personnel to infiltrate the section. For a proper disguise, select the enemy field uniform you receive from the ninja. This will allow you to blend in. But you still need one more thing. It will look suspicious if you're not carrying the standard equipment. All personnel in the Corps are equipped with AK-74Us. Select your own AK when you're in disguise. Right. Rosemary has a report for you on Ames.
Jack, it's about Ames.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, only that there's nothing to find.
What?
There is not a single record, let alone his social security number, address, or background. I couldn't even find Ames' gender, age, or full name.
Well, what does that mean?
All I found out was Ames. Just that one word.
Even still, Ames is our way to the president. We'll have to make contact. Head for floor B1 in the core of Shell 1.
Strut F is the storage center. I think a variety of materials for maintenance of the big shell are stored there. There might be something that would come in handy. Why don't you look around?
Even the most successful disguise can't protect you if you decide to blow your own cover, but
Давайте еще сохранимся, может быть, Роуз что-то расскажет.
Jack, is that you?
Прям вытягиваем информацию максимально.
Jack, how's the mission going?
Fine.
Fine. Is that it?
Look, I really don't feel like talking about the mission. At least with you. I want to talk about something else.
Okay then. Let's talk about you.
Me?
Yeah, your least favorite subject.
That's not...
Oh yeah? Then go ahead and say something.
Like what?
Anything. Tell me something about yourself.
I can't think of anything interesting to say. Why do you want to talk about me so badly?
Because I'm curious.
But why?
Is it really that strange to want to know more about someone you love?
No, it's not strange, but...
You know, sometimes Oh look, now we're talking about me, not you. Why won't you tell me anything? About what you were like as a child? What kind of things you liked to do? What kind of people your parents were? I've never heard you talk about any of that. Why? Don't you think it's just a little bit unusual that I don't know anything about my own boyfriend's past?
Rose, when I get back, I'll tell you everything.
Is that a promise?
Yes, it's a promise.
Офигеть, такие переживания, конечно. Не знаю, это такой уют создает. Я вижу там вентиляцию. А что интересно там? Патроны. Ну ладно, заберем. Блин, я там 2 солдат убил. Все, короче, валим отсюда. Я оставил после себя 2 трупа. И они уже панику наводят. Жалко им, что ли. Так, и теперь мы бежим в новое помещение. То есть мы сейчас бежим вот сюда. Здесь держат заложников. Вот здесь посередине. Тут мост такой опасный. Только на секунду остановишься, сразу упадешь. Видите? Как?
Jack, what's going on? Answer me! Jack! Jack!
Я думал, я добежал до конца. Так, мы взяли автомат, кстати. У нас перед два новых автомата. М4 и АК-47. Вот посмотрите, мы только что пробежали и сломали весь мост. Но когда мы сюда вернемся, он будет целый. Интересно, как они его починят? Я бы просто хотел бы на это посмотреть. И вот новое помещение. Тут камера. Теперь мы должны максимально походить на террориста. Если нас заденут хотя бы просто локтем, у нас автоматически снимется форма и поднимется тревога сразу. Он идет прямо на меня. Вроде можно бегать, слава богу. Я не помню, радар где включается? Здесь или нет? То есть, тут есть же терминалы эти. То есть я вижу, что радара нет у меня. Надо ли мне найти терминал, чтобы включить радар? Давайте немножко пробежимся, посмотрим. Да, вроде вот здесь радар есть. Терминал. Ага, точно. Радар. Давайте позвоним тогда.
Writing. Make contact with Ames and obtain information about the president. You're in the Shell 1 core now. Ames is being held on B1. Head for B1. Writing. Don't act in any way that will excite the enemy's suspicion. A perfect disguise can be ruined by a single odd behavior. Be careful. Ames is most likely being held with other hostages.
Sure, but I don't even know what Ames looks like.
Use the directional microphone to distinguish Ames from the other hostages. It's the only way. According to our information, Ames has a pacemaker. This should make his cardiac pattern fairly distinct. Use the directional microphone to locate it. Isn't the directional microphone supposed to be somewhere in the core of Shell 1?
Да, здесь у нас впервые появится микрофон, которым надо по сюжету обнаружить Эймса. Микрофон наводишь куда угодно и слышишь там, можно послушивать разговоры, диалоги. В третьей части этот микрофон у Биг Босса уже по умолчанию есть в рюкзаке, в экипировке. Но в третьей части сюжетно ты его никак нигде не используешь. Я вообще проходил игру столько раз, но нигде его не использовал. Ну, потому что игра была на английском, и особенно там подслушивать как бы неинтересно. Была на русском третья часть. Слышал что-то информацию, кто-то сказал, что третью часть фанаты хотят перевести, но только за донаты. То есть они перевели вот все части Metal Gear'ов, и кроме третьей. Блин, так хочется третью тоже вот так вот же погрузиться, со всеми диалогами, по кодеку звонить. Третья часть, она вышла позже второй, то есть она более новая, и там, наверное, еще больше диалогов, может быть, всяких. А я никогда в них не погружался. Надеюсь, все-таки в будущем нас порадуют переводом.
Jack, do you need to save?
Сами эти переводчики, они в итоге как террористы. Требуют 30 миллиардов долларов, или они не переведут третий Metal Gear. Истинные фанаты. Сколько я уже играю там, кстати? 30 минут только, нифига. Как в баню сходил.
Rose.
So, have you decided to talk yet?
Nope.
That's too bad.
Why are you so interested in me all of a sudden?
Because I'm curious. More so than before. Does it really bother you that much?
There must be some things you don't want to say.
Like what?
You know, those things you don't want to say.
Let's see. Things you don't want to say. Like that you've been married before? That you're 80 years old? That you used to be a woman?
Rose.
What exactly is it you won't tell me? Do you think I'd hate you if I knew? Do you really have that little faith in me?
No, it's nothing like that.
Then what is it?
It's...
It really bothers me. The fact that there's a side of you I don't know. Sometimes I just can't help myself.
You've got me right now. Isn't that enough?
No, it's not. I'm sorry. I know I'm being greedy, but it's just not enough.
Да. А у Снейка не было такой привилегии пойти на задание, и чтобы ему девушка там все время на уши присела, такая: вспомни, что будет завтра. Ты что, забыл, когда мы женились? Ты вообще помнишь нашего ребенка? Ты когда вернешься домой, паскуда? А, надо этот микрофон же еще взять на Б2. Кстати, там прикольная локация, там есть попугай. Прикольный, сейчас мы его увидим. Так, тут тоже есть радар, должен быть терминал, но его включать здесь, в общем-то, наверное, не обязательно. И здесь есть плакат Кодзимовой игры. Смотрите. До того, как он стал делать Metal Gear, он делал игру Policenauts. Классная игра, в которую у нас нет возможности поиграть, но классная игра была. В первой части тоже этот плакат можно было увидеть. Он был в офисе Атакона. И вот здесь он тоже как бы такой намекает, типа, это что, здесь работает Атакон? Он что, разрабатывает Metal Gear? То есть нам тут пытаются сказать, что Solid Snake террорист. И когда ты приходишь на эту локацию, ты такой: опа. Я знаю этот плакат, он висел в первой части в офисе Атакона. Получается, Атакон в первой части был инженером Metal Gear. Получается, во второй части он продолжает разрабатывать новый Metal Gear. И получается, Solid Snake правда террорист? Он будет управлять как Liquid Metal Gear? И ты такой: просто вау. Нам же это пытаются сказать в этой части.
There's a desk that stands out.
It's awfully customized.
What kind of dork brings all this stuff to work? Must be a super freak.
Это они про плакат Кодзимы. Да, Кодзима еще тот фрик. Вот микрофон.
You have the directional microphone. According to our information, Ames has a pacemaker. This should make his cardiac pattern fairly distinct. Use the directional microphone to locate it.
И вот тут есть прикольный попугай. Он говорит: пора кушать. Вот он. Hello, привет, говорит. Если вот так вот на него долго смотреть, он иногда выдает разную прикольную какую-то информацию. Венера в созвездии Рака. Чё? Там чувак стоит, разминается. Как дела? Он еще крылышки умеет чистить. Вон, да? Будешь чистить крылышки? Хелл. Хелл. А Хелл это имя Атакона. Хелл Эмерих. Значит, моя теория верна. Откуда попугай знает имя Хелл? Значит, он слышал, как говорят: привет, доброе утро, как дела, Хелл? То есть, блин, откуда попугай знает Хелла? К нему тут так обращаются. Хелл Эмерих. Атакон это его как бы никнейм, типа как Атакон то же самое, что Хикан. То есть просто взрыв мозга. Значит, Solid Snake правда террорист? Блин.
What's that bird?
Parrot, isn't it?
Probably a large budgie. Parakeets get used to humans easily and are talkative, so they are real playful and fun. Hurts when they bite, though, and keeping their cage clean is quite a task. Having one isn't all fun and games.
You sure know a lot about parakeets.
I had my own once.
I didn't know that.
I never mentioned it?
No, this is the first time.
Really?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of other things that I don't know about you yet.
Yeah, actually, well, there's a lot more.
Rose.
Jack,
What?
after this mission is over, let's talk about lots of things.
Yeah, let's.
Good luck.
Сохрани меня, женщина.
What can I do for you, Jack?
От своей заботы. Мне понравился, он такой Роуз, она такая Джек, он такой what? Озвучка, конечно, классная.
Jack, have you remembered what day it is tomorrow?
No.
I see.
You said you had something you wanted to talk to me about? What was it?
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Why does it have to be tomorrow?
So I can build up enough courage first. And so you won't run away.
I would never do something like that.
Liar. Every time I want to talk about something, you suddenly remember that you have some work you have to do, or you get a stomach ache.
Hey, that's not...
You know it's true. What are you so afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything, and I won't try to run away.
Is that so? Well then, we'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah,
So you have to come back, okay?
I know.
Женщины. И тут все они слушали, стояли. А кто из них я? Прикол. Такие три долбоебика. Куда-то побежал солдат. Ну, сейчас нам надо взять в заложники одного из террористов, приложить его глаза к терминалу, чтобы открылась сетчатка глаза в черепной коробке Кодзимы. В принципе, ничего сложного. Звучит просто. А на деле еще проще. В локации очень много террористов. И здесь есть комнатка, в которую я вообще не вижу смысла заходить. Но из нее выходят террористы. Это, видимо, такая Mother Base. Что-то вроде Diamond Dogs. Берем заложники и тащим к сканеру. И попадаем в помещение с заложниками.
Right. One of those hostages in there is Ames. The only thing we know is that Ames wears a pacemaker. His heartbeat should sound different from other people's, so use the directional microphone to locate him. Once you recognize Ames by his heartbeat, keep the microphone pointed toward him. Then push the action button and call out to him. If it really is Ames, he should respond in some way.
What if it's the wrong person?
The guards may get suspicious and come running instead. Security could get tighter too.
Try to be sure before you take the risk.
Don't call out to a hostage with the action button until you're fairly sure that it's Ames. If you do make a mistake, switch the microphone for an AK and get out of there before a guard gets suspicious. If you're discovered inside, they'll cut off your retreat and call in the reinforcements. You won't make it out of the room. The mission will be over if you're discovered. Don your disguise and look for Ames while deflecting the enemy's suspicion.
И тут вроде тоже можно сохраниться, чтобы вызвать диалог.
Jack, is that you?
Попробуем. Пока ошибки у меня еще не было. Все 100% попадает, работает. Надеюсь, и в этот раз все будет четко.
You know, Jack, there's something that bugs me sometimes.
What?
Why are you going out with me?
Huh?
Is it because I'm beautiful?
Why are you asking me this all of a sudden? And where do you get off calling yourself beautiful?
Well, it's the truth, plain and simple. I'm too smart not to realize it and not sarcastic enough to be modest about it.
Is that so? Well then, your schedule must be booked solid with dates.
You bet. I've even hired a private secretary to deal with all of them. But she cancels all of my appointments except for yours.
Ooh.
Sometimes it really does bother me. Sometimes I think all you want is a pretty face to accompany you to parties.
What are you?
Just to make everyone jealous when they see you with me.
You're being ridiculous.
Oh, really? But you never talk about yourself. I never know whether it's really me you want by your side, whether you'd ditch me if you found someone prettier.
You know that's not true.
Really? Then would you still go out with me even if I weren't beautiful?
Of course.
Do you like me for me, or is it my reputation?
Do you really think anyone would say your reputation? I'm just joking. Of course I like you for you. Honest truth.
Really? Thank you.
Вроде и не блондинка. Такие загоны прям во время операции. Тут человечество спасать надо от ядерной угрозы. Тут президента взяли в заложники, блин. А она такая: ты чё это со мной встречаешься из-за внешности, да? Тут, короче, много заложников. И чтобы найти нашего Эймса, нужно так вот присаживаться к заложникам и спрашивать в наглую, в лицо прям, типа: ты Эймс? Женщина, скажи мне.
You're Ames, aren't you?
Не похоже на Эймса. Меня палят. Как это он меня так спалил? Ты не должен был меня палить. Отстань. Отстань.
Who's that?
Да я в туалет бежал. Я же свой.
What the hell happened? Raiden!
Суровые террористы. Вот, допустим, подходим к человеку и такие: Эймс, это ты?
You're Ames, aren't you?
А он сытся просто. И сердце сильно бьется, и он начинает выделять испарения. Опять на меня смотрит солдат. Отстань от меня. И вот так вот типа бегаешь. Тут есть тоже разные приколы, я их всех не знаю. Но вот один из приколов, что чувак может описаться. А еще есть один прикол. Тут есть беременная женщина, которая скрывает в себе две изюминки. Во-первых, когда на нее смотришь, слушаешь точнее, в ней бьется два сердца. Слышите? То есть она как будто беременна, поэтому такие два стука. Во-вторых, если с ней поговорить, она начинает показывать свои трусы. И она даже представится, что ее зовут Дженнифер.
You're Ames, aren't you?
My name's Jennifer.
Вот. труселя, видите, показывает нам. Вот Кодзима спрятал пасхалочку.
You're Jennifer.
Stay away from me.
You're Jennifer.
Stop. Don't touch me.
Странный момент, конечно, но это Кодзима.
Then perhaps you're Ames, right? How's that? Sit back up. Then perhaps you're Ames, right?
И вот так, короче, каждого опрашиваешь, но настоящий Эймс, который нам нужен, находится всегда в одном месте. Он находится вот здесь, в самом низу, слева. Вот он.
Then perhaps you're Ames, right? You must be Ames. Keep still and listen to me. I'm not a terrorist. I got in here using one of their uniforms. I'm taking off the tape. Stay quiet.
Who told you about me?
An informer calling himself Mr. X, dressed like a ninja.
I see. Take this thing off me, will you? I'm Richard Ames.
Secret Service?
No, I was sent in by the Lali Lulelo, just like you.
What?
You're here to find out where the president is. We have little time, so I'll be brief. How about switching to nanocommunications first?
Nanocommunications?
Right, silence beats talk when it comes to safety. Are you on?
Right here. Do you really know where the president is?
Almost certainly. He was moved to the first floor of Shell 2's core section.
The first floor. The core of Shell 2. Is he still there?
I don't know. I can't get a response.
You don't think he's been like the other hostages?
Hmm?
A hostage was killed in retaliation after the SEAL 10 disaster, remember?
What are you talking about? Regardless of what they do to other hostages, they won't touch the president.
What makes you so sure?
The case.
You mean the nuclear button they took?
Right. And the case won't do a thing by itself. That case may be the single most advanced example of a weapons failsafe system. The password is nothing less than the physiological data of the US president.
Physiological data.
The president's own vital signs, heartbeat, brainwave pattern, blood pressure, and so on, are constantly monitored and relayed by his internal nanomachines. This information, along with the DNA pattern, serve as a biometric password, unbreakable even by the latest parallel processor supercomputers. The password entry itself cannot be performed unless brainwave patterns and heartbeats fall within normal parameters, rendering chemical and other forms of coercion impractical. In other words, the login must be made of the president's own free will. As a failsafe, the input must also be reconfirmed hourly, even after the initial login. If a valid confirmation is not forthcoming, the system will automatically cancel the login.
And that's why they can't harm the president.
At least until the bird flies.
Is there really a new model of Metal Gear here?
Absolutely. The black case serves as the launch key to Metal Gear as well.
Why would they hide Metal Gear in an offshore plant?
Haven't they told you anything? The entire thing was planned. The oil spill, the tanker accident that caused it, everything. The big shell was built specifically for the development of a new Metal Gear model. The inspection tour was to check its progress.
What's going on around here?
Wait. Here comes Snake.
That's him?
Use the microphone to listen in.
That man is dead.
It doesn't matter. Saved us the trouble of getting rid of him ourselves.
Why did he betray us?
Who knows? They're a band of lunatics to begin with. Nothing they do should come as a surprise.
I'll have his background rechecked, just in case.
You think he was working for them?
We can't discount the possibility, especially with that intruder still at large.
Yes. The man in the sneaking suit.
You know more about those suits than I do.
But Foxhound was disbanded 4 years ago. So it must be the Patriots. What about the damage to Shell 2?
The circulation system for the contaminated water has been damaged. The water being drawn in is overflowing, and the lower block of the central section is flooding.
Seal the connecting pathway between Shells 1 and 2.
The Simtex and IR sensors are already in place.
Any effect on it?
No.
What about the President?
The password entry has already been made to the black case. In 1 hour, we'll need a confirmation from him. His work is done after that.
Make sure you keep him alive until then.
Yes, I know.
What about the unit's activation?
Almost complete. The code has already been entered. All we need now is for the girl to start the system.
The usual method, I assume?
No. The drugs took care of everything.
Only a few more steps to outer heaven.
Who is that cyborg ninja, Shalashaska?
I cannot even guess.
What about you?
I'm having the matter looked into.
Olga, don't cast suspicion where it isn't due.
Where it isn't due, when you watched my father die and did nothing.
It's been 2 years ago, Olga. Let it go.
I read the case file for Shadow Moses, by the way.
Olga, how could you suspect me? How meaningful you make that sound. If Sergei were still alive.
If the old man were still alive, I wouldn't need to take orders from you.
Olga, Sergei was my best friend.
If you sell us out, I'll kill you myself.
Listen, daughter of Sergei. Don't ever let me see your gun pointed at me again.
If you wish, I'll put a bullet in your back instead.
Stop this infighting. I took you both in when no one else would. You think any government would have you as irregulars in this political climate? The worst kind of wet works, maybe. But even that's doubtful. I recommend against switching camps. You've nowhere left to go. It's happening again.
This damn right arm. Liquid! It's almost as if it's having its revenge.
How much do you think we spent on that arm in Lyon? The best transplant surgery team in the world.
I never trust a Frenchman. There's something going on. The incidents are becoming more frequent. Maybe that man's presence.
Ocelot, I leave this place in your hands. I have the intruder to take care of.
Yes, King.
Is that really Solid Snake?
That's what he claims.
I thought Snake was dead.
Solid Snake did die. But he's also here in the shell. Either he survived or there are 2 of them.
2 of them?
And that's impossible. Anyway, what did you manage to catch?
They said password input was complete.
I thought so.
You said the password entry into the black case had to be made by the president willingly.
That's right.
So this means the president is cooperating with them.
It would have to be, yes.
Why?
Probably tired of being a puppet, but it wasn't a smart move to betray us.
A puppet?
We're running out of time. They will fire a nuke. You know what you need to do before then.
Fire the nuke, but it's nowhere close to the ransom deadline.
Ransom?
$30 billion in cash.
What are you babbling about? The nuclear strike is not a threat. It's been the objective all along.
They plan to slaughter millions of people.
No, a high-altitude detonation. You've heard of the Compton effect?
Total disruption of electronic equipment caused by EMMA pulse.
Textbook answer. Well, when an average nuclear warhead goes off within the atmosphere, the result is an electromagnetic pulse of up to 50 billion megawatts. The EMMA field can reach tens of thousands of volts per meter, and most electronic equipment will be toast in an instant.
If one of the key movers of world economy stops functioning, it could mean the beginning of a global depression.
But that isn't their aim. What they plan to do is liberate Manhattan. Pull it offline and turn it into some kind of a republic. Hence, Sons of Liberty, I suppose.
Sons of Liberty?
Damn! Ocelot is coming. I'm going offline. Search my pocket. Hurry! It's a security card. You'll be able to unlock doors of up to level 3 security. Use it to get to Shell 2. Take care of the president before they launch the nuke. He's coming here. Pick up your AK.
What do you think you're doing?
I asked him to remove these. I'm ill, you see.
I always knew that the DIA turned out second-rate liars.
What are you talking about?
No need for denials. We know what you are, Colonel Ames. They knew that the president was planning to betray them, so they sent you in to keep tabs on him. Am I right?
You.
Sorry, Colonel. You failed to carry out your duties.
You'll never escape the Lalilulelo.
Is that so? What the?
You tricked me. I understand now. Ocelot.
You? Which team are you with? Show me your face. You know who he is.
No, he is not one of mine.
Identify yourself. We meet at last.
Офигеть.
Colonel, Ames is dead. Looked like a heart attack.
That's unfortunate. However, we do at least know where the president is.
So there really is a new type of Metal Gear in this place?
Apparently. We're still looking into it.
I've also been told that the nuclear strike was what the terrorists were after from the start, not the $30 billion.
Right.
It was a cover-up all along.
Colonel, what are you keeping from me?
I am not keeping back anything. It's not as though I'm told all the facts either. I'm pulling in all the favors I can to look into all this. Just be a little patient. Our priority should be with the president right now. We can take it that they've completed the password entry and are preparing Metal Gear for nuclear strike. Get to the president as soon as possible.
But the president is cooperating with them.
According to Ames, yes. But it's also true that they're about to get rid of the president. There's something else going on here, and the president may be able to tell you what it is when you see him in person. Once they get the confirmation for nuclear launch, they'll do it. You need to rescue the president before then.
Jack, I agree with the Colonel. You need to protect the president for now.
All right.
Тут сейчас тревога, нужно переждать, и давайте пока позвоним полковнику и сохранимся.
Right, this is not good. Enemies in Shell 1 are systematically searching for you.
It looks like they've tightened security considerably. Watch yourself.
Get out of Shell 1. According to Ames, the president is on the first floor of Shell 2's core. Cross the connecting bridge from the north side of Strut D to get to Shell 2. That's where you need to go. Looks like you've lost your balaclava, Raiden. You'll no longer be able to impersonate enemy personnel. Raiden, rescue the president. Head for the first floor of the Shell 2 core.
Colonel, is the president one of them? Ames said that the president entered the code with his own free will.
But you heard how they were planning to get rid of the president, right?
Yeah?
They are going their separate ways?
No. First off, the president is not necessarily extra baggage for the terrorists. If you have your doubts, you should address them when you meet him.
Roger that. Do you think Ames was telling the truth about the football?
Rosemary?
Roger that. Jack, I'll look into it for you.
Colonel, apparently Ames didn't even know that the hostages were killed in retaliation for SEAL Team 10's incursion.
Yeah, the hostages were probably in a different room. Right, focus on your duties. For right now, concentrate on rescuing the president. Head for the first floor of Shell 2's core.
Colonel, I saw the terrorist leader. Is that Solid Snake?
Yes, he's the terrorist who sunk the tanker 2 years ago. Right, do you think he's some kind of hero? You heard him, right? Solid Snake is a terrorist. You must fight him. Do you understand?
Colonel, the outer heaven that Snake mentioned?
Ah, yes. It is a despotic military state built by a guy called Big Boss, the greatest soldier in history, and Snake's father, genetically speaking.
He tried to restart it?
I don't know, but word has it that his brother Liquid Snake hoped for an outer heaven also. It might have had some special significance for the two brothers.
That ninja helped me again. Do you have any information on him?
Sorry, I've looked around, but nothing.
I don't know what he wants, but he is trying to help you. That much is certain. Don't let your guard down, though.
The Shell 1 core is what its name implies, the center of the big shell. The first basement floor is a capacious meeting hall. I'm sure that's where they held the welcome reception for the president and the Environmental Protection Inspection team. But its core function is concentrated in the second basement floor computer room. This computer room is where the flow of polluted water and the status of filtration is observed, in addition to being where all tasks for other facilities are carried out. I can understand why security is so tight.
Lean the left analog stick only very slightly to slow your walk. You should be...
И сохранимся. Ребят, увидимся в следующей части. Только послушаем, что Роуз еще расскажет. Пока у нас там тревога и пока нас ищут, чтобы убить, мы пока можем наладить отношения с нашей девушкой.
Jack, tell me, am I really helping you out?
Yeah, you're a huge help. I'm lucky to have you as an analyst.
But didn't you tell me just a little while ago that I should change my job or quit or something?
Yeah, you were pretty pissed off.
Why did you say those things?
Well, you have to work overtime and stuff. It sounded pretty tough.
But you didn't mean it, did you?
I was wrong about a lot of things then. I just thought that if we had more time to spend together, that,
You were thinking of your own danger.
well,
Don't you think it's selfish to expect everyone to be at your beck and call? I'm not your personal possession, you know.
that's not how I think of you.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Listen, I like you, and I like the me that likes you. But I do not like being summed up as Jack's girlfriend. The very thought of it makes me shiver. There's a lot more to me than just being your girlfriend. The fact that I'm doing the job I want to do is part of that, understand?
Yeah, of course
I want to be recognized, first of all, for who I really am, especially by you. I don't want you, of all people, thinking that I'm just your girlfriend.
That's not what I think at all.
Can you really say that?
Absolutely.
Really? I'm glad.
Жесть просто. Как хорошо, что у меня никого нет. Увидимся в новой части.